Hello and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Finally got something in today. Been waiting for a while. These are always out of stock when I'm trying to get a hold of them. And what I'm looking at is this. So let's get this unboxed and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, what we got today. I've been excited for this one. These have always been out of stock. Anytime I looked, I finally went ahead and just said, screw it. I'm going to order it anyway and just wait for it to come in. And what we have here, first of all, awesome little Vosteed case. And what do we have here? We've got, is this a brochure? Nope. How to maintain safety guidelines, etc., etc. We've got their Vosteed support card. Oh, it's cute. It's in a suit. Got a nice little sticker. You can probably guess now what I'm looking at. Or actually, no, technically that wouldn't be it. Hold on. We got a Vosteed sticker, and we've got a microfiber cloth. We're going to leave the cloth out. I like using these things. We'll put the rest back in. All right. And we'll just get this back in the box. Nope, you guys can stay right there. Okay, and what we are looking at today is the Vosteed Porcupine. Now, I ordered this one from Amazon back in April, and at the time I got this was roughly under, or just under $70, and I just got it today. Like I said, they tend to be sold out anytime I look, and it's usually a little wait before I can get my hands on one everywhere I've looked. This, again, is the Vosteed Porcupine. It's a 2.99-inch blade with 14C 28N steel. It's got a thumb hole for deployment, and it's also a top liner lock where you have the liner in the back as opposed to right in here. And to release the blade, it's a small push button, so your finger never has to go in front of a moving blade. So you got two ways to deploy this, with a thumb hole, or you can simply use the button. Well, it didn't do that really well. To unlock the blade. This also has a, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is a blue micarta with a reversible wire pocket clip. Now, this is the first one, or the first wire pocket clip I have. I wonder how that's going to do. It looks pretty nice. Looks decent. You got a lanyard hole right there. No backspacer, but you've got a number of standoffs, so it's a nice open back. And if you can see that, there's plenty of jimping on this knife. Oop. Trying to do a reverse thumb flick. I am not doing it. There we go. And you can see jimping on the back here, jimping on the back of the blade, even a little bit where you have your grip, and a nice generous finger choil so you can choke up real nice up close for any detailed work. Very comfortable in the hand. Got a full Gorilla Grip on there, with even more space if I choke up on the blade. Now let's take a look at that blade itself. Again, it's a 14C 28N steel blade, my favorite steel for knives in this price range. And that is a nice, really solid lockup. No movement on that blade, either up or down or side to side. it was pretty smooth when I deployed it the first time. Still smooth. And let's see it when it closed. I just had to do that again. So fun. And who is messaging me? Stop it. Okay, so that looks pretty damn well centered in there. Awesome. Awesome job. Now, I only have 2 knives from Vosteed so far. I hope to get more soon. I'm really liking their stuff. You can see the standoffs. Well, that's kind of nice. Their lanyard hole has a little standoff of its own. So you don't have any, if you have a lanyard on there, you don't have any of it peeking in between the scales. Full steel liners. That is pretty sweet. Now, the reason why I want to get this knife is because I do live in an area where my blade length is restricted. And to be on the safe side, and if you're carrying outside the home, we need to stay generally 3 inches or less. In some areas, it might even be less than that. But I didn't have one that I could carry with me. My only other Vosteed is the Raccoon. And unfortunately for me, it's just too long of a blade that where if I wanted to carry outside, I mean, there is always that chance of possibly getting in trouble because of it. So I've been really waiting for one of these porcupines because the blade length fit just under 3 inches, and now I'll be able to carry this with me on the daily, and that is friggin' awesome. What do you have on the blade here? We've got some branding. We got Vosteed on one side. Very generous thumb hole. And then we have the marking for 14C28N. I know some people don't like markings on their blades. I do like to know what steel is being used. So I don't mind these markings much at all, just as long as they're not like overly garish. The micarta handle is just like many other micarta handles that I've handled, nice and grippy and still smooth. The button for the top liner lock does jut out a little bit. It does have a recessed spot, but it does just barely exceed the top of the scales. So now if I'm holding this, even with a full grip or choked up on the finger choil, I'm not getting anywhere near that button. So I don't think I'm going to have too much of a worry with accidentally depressing that button and unlocking the blade. And even with a full gorilla grip, you can see where the button is falling. So it doesn't look like, if I were to squeeze really hard, I'm not anywhere near where that button is going to be accidentally depressed. Now, to release, let's see. Okay, even if I push it just flush, that does release the blade a bit. But it's still got a detent to need to get through. And I have to push it all the way for it to actually clear that. Probably could use a little oil. I don't know. Yep. We do have ball bearings in there. I'm assuming ceramic ball bearings. It's pretty smooth, not gritty or anything like that, but I wonder if it could benefit with a little pivot oil. Let's try giving that a shot. This is something, and it's not because it feels bad or anything like that. Excuse me. It's not because it feels bad or anything like that, but this is something I like to do pretty much as soon as I get any knife, is unless it feels like super loose, I don't bother. But otherwise, pretty much every new knife I get, I'll put a drop of knife pivot lube on the pivot, just one drop on each side, and then I'll work that blade a little bit. Make sure that oil gets in. Oh wow, yeah, that silkened it up quite a bit. I mean, I thought it was smooth before. Because it's a top liner lock, if I'm not holding the button down, there is a bit of friction, which is expected. When I'm holding the button down, it's loose. Oh yeah, that made it even smoother. Again, not like I thought it was, oh my god, it needs to have it, but it definitely helped a little bit. Not that it wasn't good before. It was freaking still nice and smooth before that. But this just made it even more so. And then I'll let that work in. And then what I'll do is when I store this, I'll usually have it wrapped up in its cloth in case any of that oil wants to travel anywhere. It's, anywhere else, like in my case or whatever. So that'll soak up any excess. And there we go. Yeah, I still got to work on that reverse flick. There we go. Not too heavy. In fact, let's see here. Again, this is the Raccoon. Here's the Porcupine underneath. The Raccoon has thumb studs. And almost the same weight. I'd like to say, yeah, the scales, the handle of the Porcupine is just a tad thicker, and the Raccoon is just a hair longer. They're both top liner locks, and you can see the difference in the blade. Both drop point blades. Much more jimping on the Porcupine than on the Raccoon. And I do notice that on the Raccoon, the steel liners are kind of encased in the micarta scales, whereas on the Porcupine, they go to the very edges of the scales. And a much more generous finger choil and ergonomic finger choil on the Porcupine. Blades appear to be roughly the same thickness. I'm pretty sure they probably are. I know. I can carry this because I can carry this one because it's not too long. Whereas this one is too long and it's not much of a difference. But I'm just trying to stay within legal guidelines. I'm trying to be a good boy. Otherwise, they weigh about the same. Then you can see the differences in the pocket clip. A little deeper pocket clip on the Porcupine. A much wider belly also on the blade. And these, I'm pretty sure, are flat ground. Yeah, that's a flat ground blade as well. Let's see how sharp they come out of the box. Let me put this one away. Okay, let's see how sharp this is. I like to hold the paper, the magazine paper, on the far opposite side of where I'm cutting, because that means that the other side is unsupported. A dull blade would just easily push that aside. That bit into the paper immediately. Nice and sharp. I don't know if I have any hair left on my arm. I've been testing my sharpening by shaving my arm, and I've realized I've been leaving myself with small bald spots all over my arm. I don't think I have any hair to demonstrate. Maybe a little bit. I don't have much hair on my arm as it is. Let's see. Oh, that is razor sharp. Yeah, I'm shaving hair. As you can, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I'm shaving hair. Nice and wickedly sharp out of the box. Probably even strop it. Not that it needs it, but I can't imagine what happened if I did a little light stropping. That is wicked sharp. I do like a nice full belly on my blades. It just feels like I'm getting a lot more cutting area on the knife. And with all this jimping, you get a good amount of different, you get different finger placements to help assist with different ways to cut, like draw cutting, things like that. Very slicey blade also. Very nice. I'm so glad I got this. It's been way too long, that wait. I know it's only been a month. It feels like it was forever, but the wait was definitely worth it. I mean, I really liked my Raccoon. I was just disappointed that I can't really carry it around with me. But now that I have this, this will make it right into my daily carry rotation. Nice solid click when it locks up too. And if I forgot to say it before, like I said, when I purchased this back in April, the cost on that was just under $70 on Amazon. I do believe it's still around there at the time of the creation of this video. What I'll do is I'll make sure I leave an affiliate link down below in the description. So if you want to go check it out on there, you can get all the information there, as well as if you want to help the channel out for future content, you can buy through my link. And that just helps me out quite a bit. Again, this was the Vosteed Porcupine. I really got to work on the reverse flick. I can do it on other knives without a problem. There we go. I just don't do it very often. I don't have too many knives with thumb holes. I do have a few. There we go. Just like anything else, a little bit of practice. Already in love. That is an awesome knife. I'm actually excited to be able to carry this with me regularly now. But there you go. That's the Vosteed Porcupine. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. And then you'll get notified of any future videos as soon as they drop. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.